everyone, we're back with Leaps and Bones College of Knowledge, and in previous videos, or depending on what order you watch them in, we've gone over freeze-dried and raw, and today we're going over gently cooked. And there might be a joke in one of the videos, and if you come in and you tell any one of our staff the joke, then we'll give you 10% off your order. So let's talk gently cooked. What is it? Because I've heard all kinds of terms of Sous, Vide, and all sorts of things. So what is gently cooked?
Gently cooked is basically mimicking what you would make for your own dogs at home. And it's a frozen, prepared food that is complete and balanced for your dogs.
Takes the guesswork out of it.
It does.
How's it cooked?
Got a bunch of different options.
Yeah.
I mean, sous vide is probably one of the most popular cooking techniques out there right now. Everything's cooked in a pouch together at a much lower temperature. But because all those foods are cooked together, all those nutrients retain in that pack. So it's not like you're getting loss of nutrients when you
So
cook
it's cooked
sous
in the
vide.
pack.
It's cooked in the pack.
Okay.
At low temps.
And I just got schooled on how to say sous vide. Okay, so why is gently cooked a good option? For instance, if like we've had customers come to us with dogs with kidney issues, why would gently cooked be a good option?
So the nice thing about gently cooked, it's gonna help your immunocompromised dogs and your dogs who are maybe not at 100% health. Plus, the nice thing about a lot of the gently cooks we carry, they actually have formulations designed strictly for dogs with issues, whether it's diabetes, kidney issues. We actually have a new formula that's for dogs who have copper storage issues. So I mean, there's a lot of different options out there with the gently cooked that is still very easy on your dog's tummy, very easy to digest, and a little bit easier than, say, if we were to use a raw for them.
And can I just touch on that real quick and ask you a question, Alicia? I know one of the things that we talk about is a lot of times people will come in and their dogs may have special dietary needs. And what's the first thing the vets do? Prescription. And a lot of times people think that's the only option you have.
No.
It is not the only option. A lot of times, and especially if your dog is already having problems with kidney issues, what's the number one thing you want to do with a kidney problem?
Moisture.
Correct. And so going on a kibble is the
worst thing you could do.
And so a lot of times the prescription dog foods may not necessarily be your best option. And that's why we want to take this time to educate people on what we're talking about. And that's where the gently cooked really comes into play.
And the good thing about the gently cooks we have, they're actually not just a day-night, fly-by-night thing. They are veterinary designed recipes. I mean, there's still vets that are putting their information into these recipes. So it's not just we're saying this, it's been proven. I mean, we had a customer whose dog who was in stage 4 kidney disease. Like, it shouldn't have lived, and she lived a year eating this food right here.
So I know a lot of people always say, well, my vet went to vet school. So I'm going to ask both of you, because I already know the answer, but a lot of our customers don't. Amy, you're a certified pet nutritionist, correct?
Correct.
And Alicia is already there, just hasn't taken the actual exam.
But Alicia's
I went to school for biology.
Biology. So you graduated with a biology degree.
I did.
So I think it's important for our customers to understand that we actually come with knowledge that has been backed up by scientific studies. And so I will say from a perspective, and I know I'm off camera and people can't see me, but when you look at, say, the manias or the spread of disinformation in particular to certain brands of food that has been going on in recent years about how they affect dogs, when really those studies are being paid for by the actual prescription dog foods that are being prescribed, and you look at the percentage jump of business that they see from a business perspective, it's beneficial for them to be a little bit push disinformation and hysteria into the dog industry. So I just, for a moment, want you guys to talk to what your backgrounds are, why we bring what we bring to the table, and why our recommendations are made from a scientific, and why vets don't go through a very much nutritional training. So we're the ones doing the legwork, or you guys are. So explain a little bit about your background so people understand why.
Go ahead.
First. Okay. So I went to school for many, many years, and graduated with a degree in biology. Pet and animal science has always been a love of mine. Having access to scientific journals and everything has really been able to boost my knowledge when it comes to understanding how things digest, how things work, and ultimately what's best for our pet. And there is dog food companies, raw dog food companies out there that are doing trial studies to prove their point of what we've been saying day in and day out, that we have to go back to what nature intended. We know it with our human selves. Eating processed food day in, day out is not the healthiest. We know if you eat McDonald's every day, if you're buying frozen meals that are just
High in sodium.
processed, high in sodium, because honestly, you lose. Those are like pre-cooked at high temperatures, and I mean they're not the most nutritionally complete because they're quick and easy for humans. It's not the same for our dog foods. It is two totally different things. I will say that. We're judging our food on flavor versus dogs who want nutrition. But we need to step back and go back to how we originally, back in the day, dogs didn't eat food out of a bag. You look 30 plus years ago, I get customers who say that my dog's got table scratch, but they live 20 years. I'm like, so what's changed? Where our pets are passing away at 6, 7, 8. I've lost 2 dogs to cancer. It killed me. So I really
and I think
dove
because
into
of that,
research.
that's where you became.
And I really dove into it, and I'm like, what can I do better with my current guys? I'm like, how can I improve this? Because I lost both of them right before their 12th birthday, and it's a breed that should have lasted longer because they're not big dogs. So that one really hit home, and when I really sat down and looked at it, if I shouldn't be eating it, neither should they, is what I came down to. It's simple. That simple.
And I have my nutrition degree, and I think that my background is really born from wanting to know more about our dogs and wanting to know what is going to be the best for our dogs. So it really started more with what are we putting in our biscuits that we're making here at Leaps and Bones, and can we take these recipes? And there's a lot of thought that goes behind our cookies and our biscuits. And ultimately, that's kind of where mine started with, as well as what can I do for my dogs to keep them around a lot longer, because they're my kids, and I want them to be here. And, you know, my guys have all lived to 16, 15, 16 now for my 2 old guys. But ultimately, that was where it came from.
And just a quick thing on cost. We have options for everyone based on cost. And we understand if you can't afford raw or gently cooked or, say, a freeze-dried, we have great kibbles that are well within price ranges that are nutritious for dogs as well. We're just highlighting some of the things and busting some myths based on what certain big dog food manufacturers like to put out there. I'm gonna ask probably one more question, and it really is around who's gently cooked good for? Is it good? It's good for humans, right? Because it's not as much handling issues. But give me an example of, like, how long does it last once you take it out? How is it good for the dog? What type of dog is it good for, and what type of household may it be good for?
So the nice thing about gently cooked is so versatile. You can use it as a topper to just give your dog some flavor
And moisture.
It's great for any household. It comes in pre-portioned amounts, so again, nice and easy. You tell your kid he gets 3 nuggets, easy peasy. It's also great for just anyone who wants to boost their dog's bowl. Add a little bit of fresh food. If your dog is picky, I have a female who just does not like raw. It's got to be a textural thing.
So can you mix this in with kibble?
You can mix it in with kibble. It's actually great to I stuff it into my dog's Kong. I'm like, just because you don't have to worry about raw food going everywhere. It's cooked. It's no different than using peanut butter ultimately. Stuff it in the Kong, throw it in the freezer, my dog's busy for hours. I mean.
And it's soft, right?
Yes.
And
it's like a meatloaf consistency.
Okay. And how is it for dogs with sensitive stomachs being lightly cooked? Is it easier for dogs to digest than raw or kibble?
Oh, go ahead.
No, you got it.
Oh.
I feel like I'm over talking right now.
The nice thing is that it is easier on the stomach. And so that's one of the great things about it is it's a lot easier for the dogs to digest because it has a lot of the vegetables have been cooked down, the fruits, etc. And the meats have also been cooked, so that makes it a lot easier for the dogs to digest it and break it down.
I just want to put the difference between a gently cooked diet, it's cooked at a much lower temperature. You're
Correct.
not getting degradation of nutrients like you would with a kibble. So while it's cooked, it's not, say, like,
It's not cooked at about 100 150 degrees
Yes.
versus a 450 degrees.
So much lower, less nutrient breakdown. So I mean, while it's cooked for ease of digestion, it's not cooked for breakdown of nutrients.
Correct.
So I think you guys have kind of hit a lot of it, but how long does it last once it's thawed in the fridge?
Just like when you prepare a meal, no longer than 5 days. Once it's thawed, 5 days, use it up or toss it. You can always do a light thaw, refreeze, reportion. That both works.
My dogs wouldn't let anything sit in the fridge for 5 days, but there's that.
Mine don't either.
And like we've said before, there's not one best. There's a myriad of options for different reasons.
Yep,
Correct.
and each dog seems to have their favorite. I know mine love the pup above, but may not like another one as much. So every dog is very different. Try it, and see what your dog thinks. They come in 1 pound trial packs to see how your dog does, likes, and go from there.
Correct. I was going to say, and one of the big things that I know that I even hear is, oh, we can get this at the grocery store. My dog is on a gently cooked I get at the grocery store that I cut it and serve it to my dog.
Comes like bologna.
That is not the same.
All our food is frozen, so when you refrigerate something, think about it with humans. Fridge makes things last a little bit longer. Freezer makes them last a lot longer. So obviously you need more preservatives and stuff staying in the fridge than you do in the freezer, because let's be honest, our fridge does a great job. It's just not 100%.
Correct.
So that's a good point, right? So people come in and tell us all the time that they do other brands at the supermarkets, and that is a good point. That when you're putting something in a fridge, you're still using preservatives
Yep.
versus
Sodium.
a freezer.
Lots of sodium.
Look at expiration dates. If that expiration date is 4, 5, 6 months out on something you're buying today, there's preservatives. And so raw, freeze dried, and
Gently cooked,
gently
frozen.
cooked and frozen don't necessarily, there's no preservatives, right?
Exactly.
So, okay. Well, I think you guys have hit everything that I had questions about, and even though I hear all the time, I still don't know about all of these.
And I'm just going to add one more thing. If you come in and talk to us, we will be so happy to help you find the amount of food your dog is supposed to eat. That's the hardest thing probably when you're switching to a fresh diet. How much does my dog need to take, whether it's raw, freeze-dried, or gently cooked? We have calculations for that, and we're more than welcome to write it down for you.
And help you break it down, how to transition. We'll do
Yep.
all of the above on assisting you to make sure you're doing the right steps to make sure that your dog handles the new food appropriately.
So keep your eyes out, or keep your ears tuned to future episodes. We will have them available for a specific period of time on our website, and we'll be rotating those out as we go through different discussions on foods, snacks, treats, anything and everything pet, really. But I do have a, it's not really a joke, it's a weird fact, and I'm gonna ask if you know. Can pigs ever see the sky? Do they ever see the blue sky?
Maybe way out in the yonder distance, but not above their heads.
Unfortunately,
Why?
they just can't look up.
They can't look up. There's your weird fact, folks. If you come in and tell us that pigs can't look up and won't ever see the sky right above them, you'll get 10% off that order that day. So come on in, visit us. We do have a lot of information for everybody, and we're always happy to share. See you soon.